God has just embedded that song in my heart. And that one in at the cross, where we first saw the light. And the burdens of our heart rolled away. It was there by faith we received our sight. And now I am happy. We are happy all the day. You know, and sometimes things like that are just a song, right? Or it's somebody who's happy at the moment. But I can testify to the truth. If you get the verse in your heart and your soul, and you get that song, the burdens of your heart roll away, you really will be happy all the day.
Amen.
And I've never been so happy in my life. You know, I've been with the Lord for 12 years, but I just now got, in the last few weeks, the truth of bearing, He carried my sins far away.
Come on now.
Rising, He justified me, freed me forever. One day, He's coming back, glorious day. And so, when we are here today to worship, whew, I just want to give one testimony. You know, the cross to me was a place where when I looked at the cross, I knew that God did something God didn't have to do. Because God was God. God didn't have to come down and go through all that misery with people that He were called His own. And He didn't have to be killed by people He called His own. He didn't have to be beaten by people who called His own. He didn't have to do all that by people who He had called His people. He just didn't have to go through all that misery because He was God. But He did, because He knew that only His dying would save us. And only His burying would carry the sins far away, and only His rising would justify us. So He did it anyway. So now the cross to me is joy. It's a whole different story. I know He didn't have to do it. But when I look and I'm worshiping and I'm looking at this cross, it's a joy. When I'm treadmilling for my 25 minutes, God has blessed me to put a cross in my vision on the top of the church that I can see from the third floor of the 24-hour fitness. There's a cross there. When it's sweating and it's getting hard to keep going, I just look at that cross and I start almost dancing on the treadmill. I just look at that cross and I get happy. Somebody was saying, well, if I think you're mad at me, I'll just come with a cross in front of me. Put it down before you get mad at me. Joy, the joy of the Lord is in His strength, and His strength for us is the cross.
Amen. Amen.